Hi folks, Casey Dimon here with the TaxSaleAcademy.com, and in this video we're talking about tax sale auction competition. So many people, especially beginning investors, make such a huge deal about the competition at tax sale auctions. It just scares them and intimidates them. Well, there's no reason to be scared. There's no reason to be intimidated. You know, I've been to hundreds upon hundreds of tax sale auctions, and I've broken down all the attendees in just about 7 categories. And I'm going to describe these different categories for you and kind of give you an insight of the whole tax sale competition thing. The first one is the curious attendees. These are the people that heard about the tax sale auction from a friend, a family member. They read about it in the paper. They might have saw a sign. You know, they might have some time for their lunch break, so they just pop in the auction. It's more or less just somebody that shows up and just kind of figure out what's going on. You know, they might have seen information about it at some point in the past, like, oh, a tax sale. Let me go see what that is. They will typically never been on a piece of property, and usually they'll never be back to the auction. But these are the curious attendees. Number 2 is the close connection buyers. They're there for one property only. These are the guys that might sit there 10 or 12 hours waiting to bid on just one particular piece of property. It could be the vacant lot next door where their garden is planted and they're waiting for the property to come up a tax sale so they can finally own that piece of property. It could be the old abandoned house next to them that they want to bulldoze so they don't have to look at anymore. You know, it could be their childhood home. Again, these are the people that just have a close connection with one particular property. They're usually there to buy that one property, and they're usually going to overpay for it, so it's best to usually get out of their way. The third type of attendee is the one-hit wonders. These are the people that haven't taken the time to learn how to successfully and properly invest in tax sale properties. They often see a piece of property, don't do the research required, go to the auction, overpay for it, they get burned on the property, and then they exit the tax sale investing arena forever because according to them, they can never make any money in it. What happens here, though, is that these one-hit wonders just screw up everything and you'll never see them again. The fourth type is the local investors, and a lot of times this will be partly, you know, your competition here. The local investors are the people that, you know, will only invest in 1 or maybe 2 counties, and they'll usually invest in 3 or 4 pieces of property at tax sale auctions. It's something that they potentially look forward to for all year. You know, they might buy houses, for instance, and they might hold just 1 or 2 of these properties for rentals, you know, and they go to these tax auctions to acquire their inventory every year. So a lot of times you will be investing against these local investors. The fifth type is the local mogul, and I see this everywhere. I see some guy, you know, that walks into the room and he just commands attention and commands respect, and everybody goes up to him and shakes his hand. Everybody knows him by name. He is the guy that, you know, it might be the 5th generation local mogul to the area. You know, he's got loads and loads of money. He's been in real estate forever. Everybody knows who he is. When he starts bidding on stuff, people get out of his way because they know he has very deep pockets. Now, you won't see this at every auction, but you will see it a lot of times. You know, and you are going to compete against this little guy a lot of times, but, you know, sometimes these guys will, you know, these local moguls will basically pinpoint a certain area. It might be one subdivision, it might be a section of town. They're just going to buy everything there, and everybody knows it, so just get out of their ways, more or less. The 6th type of auction competition is the lotto guys. That's right, I said the lotto guys. And I'll tell you a quick story about how I named this sector. I was at an auction one time. The auctioneer was auctioning off property after property, and the same 2 guys were bidding on everything. They were winning everything. They were paying a lot of money for everything. They probably won 100 or 150 properties over the course of about an hour and a half. They spent millions upon millions of dollars on these properties. Again, they just overpaid for everything. You know, it was just like they had so much money. So finally the auctioneer stopped what he was doing. He looked over at these guys. He said, "Why are you buying so many properties? Did you guys hit the lotto or something?" So there you have it. That's how they got their nickname, the lotto guys. And occasionally you will see these types of bidders. It's kind of rare, but you do run into them from time to time, and it's just 1 person or 2 people that just buy everything. They overpay for everything. It's just laughable almost because you know they're going to lose their tail on the majority of these investments. Then the 7th type of bidder is what I describe myself as. It's the outsider or the cherry picker. This is a type of bidder that will travel from auction to auction, and they cherry pick properties. Now, it might not be the same properties that the local guys are interested in. You know, it might be vacant lots where all the local guys want houses, for instance. But these are the properties that align very closely with this cherry picker's objectives, with this cherry picker's investment objectives for that particular area and for their financial situation. So this outsider, this cherry picker, will go to certain areas. You know, he might find one property, he might find 100 pieces of property that can make him a lot of money. And again, that's what I consider myself a lot of times. So I hope you've enjoyed this video of the 7 different types of auction attendees. Again, we have the curious attendee, the close connection buyers, the one-hit wonders, the local investors, the local moguls, the lotto guys, and the outsider or the cherry picker. If you would like to see similar videos about tax sale investing, head on over to my website at thetaxsaleacademy.com, which you can do by clicking the blue link right here next to my head. Again, it'll take you to thetaxsaleacademy.com, and once you get there, download your free copy of my ebook, The Tax Sale Investing Blueprint, and you'll be on your way to a very, very successful tax sale investing career. Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.